I'm here with Andreas Hülsmann, who's actually visiting us here at the Touratech headquarters, who's going to be presenting a presentation from his major trip from Gibraltar to Magadan. Is that correct? Could you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, we crossed the whole Eurasian, Europe and Asian continent at 12 time zones, 25,000 kilometers. We started in Gibraltar, went to Portugal, then to France, then to Luxembourg, then back into Germany. And we took a ferry from Kiel to Klaipėda in the Baltic, one of the Baltic states, a city there. And then we went into Russia, crossed over Moscow to Ufa, crossed the Ural Mountains. At the top of the Ural Mountains is the border of Europe and Asia. And then we went to Omsk, Novosibirsk, Krasnoyarsk, Irkutsk, to the Lake Baikal, then to Mongolia, and then up to Yakutsk and Magadan over the Road of Bones.
Oh, okay. And you weren't actually alone in this project. You actually had someone traveling with you.
Yeah, my wife is always joining me. She said, okay, set up the trip, I will follow you. But this time it was a little bit of difficulties because she had no clue what the Road of Bones means. It's a really tough road. And yeah, we had some interesting discussions.
Along the way.
Along the way. She said to me, I don't need adventure, but she was there and she drove through.
She did. And give us something a little bit. What was the most challenging moment of the trip that you had? What was, I mean, whether it was mechanics or climate or?
One of the challenging moments was to get the bikes out of Magadan. It was not the most impressive ones, not the nicest ones, but it was really hard to get the bikes out of the city.
Yeah.
At the end we flew the bikes out to Moscow and we flew ourselves to Moscow. It was so hard to find a solution for it because it was not possible for us to ship the bikes. But to fight the mosquitoes and to cross more than 80 potholes full of water on the Road of Bones is also very challenging.
Oh man, I bet so. And if you could just give us one product that you say that you couldn't live without on the trip, what would that be?
Oh, there are many products. A good sleeping bag, a good tent, the good equipment from Touratech, the panniers, because the aluminium boxes they really had a hard of time, and the good motor engine protector down there, also very important. We drove with an F800 and the G650, and the G650 needs a lot of modification to go on this trip. It's a road bike. But Touratech switched it into a really...
So it had to be completely kitted out for this trip. And yours wasn't so much kitted, it just had the basics on there, or...?
Actually, it was basic, but we had a bigger tank, the bigger Touratech tank, and we had the panniers, the gear rack, and the motor protection.
Okay,
this is the most, this is the most important thing. We changed the tires of the G650, we put spokes rims on. And but we didn't put a bigger tank on. We just had for the 650 the 3-liter jerrycans from Touratech, and the fuel consumption of the 650 was amazing. 3 liters, 3 liters on 100 kilometers.
And it didn't cause any problems versus yours with the big tank or anything like that.
No. And the bikes, I have really to say, was very reliable. Just on my one, we changed 2 times oil. One time the filter, the oil filter. Changed 1 set of tires. And I straightened 4 times the chain. It was on the whole trip.
That wasn't too much, actually.
No.
And you just did this right there on the road, on the spot.
Yeah.
And did you have any other problems? If you find any gear you might need, or did you lose?
we had problems on the G650 with the back wheel, with the bearings from the back wheel, because the spoke rims were used. We didn't have any clue how old other spoke rims really were. And so we changed it, and we changed the bearings in Ulaanbaatar. It was quite hard to find some bearings in Ulaanbaatar, really, I have to say. Well, we couldn't manage it.
You did, and you pulled it off and you were able to finish the trip. Is this something that you would do again in the future? And your wife, too?
No, I think Claudia said she will not definitely go on the Road of Bones on bikes anymore. I really would think. On the 4-wheel drive would be okay, but we did it once. And I think I don't see any sense in it to do it twice on a bike. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for joining us, Andreas, and have a good presentation. And I'm sure everybody here, he's full house, actually.
Yeah.
They'll definitely enjoy it.